here. Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started, don't forget to go down and like and subscribe if you're not already, and make sure the bell is on so you can get my notifications and everything. I try to post short little videos and like little post of photos and things like that. I have a Patreon account that you can go check out. I post my artistic photos and things like that on there. And also I have a membership here as well. I put some of my videos in a membership account so that way you can access those as well. And I update my memberships first on like things that are going on in my life and like progressions and how the glamping's going and just things like that. So there's different perks to all of that. And I would just love all your support when I do all of these types of videos. It really helps me to have these membership options and things like that. And today we are finally going to talk about my Facebook drama. So this happened probably at first. So it's happened a couple times with the same person. It has happened probably 2 or 3 times. This person has caused some drama on my Facebook, my personal Facebook account. And I hate conflict, and I don't know how to talk to people when they're causing issues and things like that. So this has been kind of a tough thing for me. I find that when I read their comments or messages and they're very like aggressive, or just the way that they have talked to me or typed to me, I don't know what you would say. Just their tone and the words that they use and things like that have been very insensitive and very rude and quite mean, and I just am not sure how to respond to that. So what happened was, y'all remember the video I did? It was probably a month ago. It's been a while, maybe more than a month ago. I did it on like your money mindset, the first video that I did, and I talked about how what inspired me to make that video was I had created a Facebook post. And so this person saw that Facebook post and it really just like triggered them, and they started attacking me in my Facebook messages about the post. And I was quite confused and just flabbergasted that they were sending me all of these accusations when they don't know me. They have never really they've never interacted with me in person, first of all. And I've only known them for probably less than 6 months, or at least less than a year. And how I know them is they have a nonprofit out here, and they wanted me to kind of like act on the board as like a marketing director or something like that for them, even though I told them that I just don't have the bandwidth for it because I just have a lot on my plate right now. But I told them I would help them out, and I would be kind of like in name that type of thing that they needed. And I've attended some meetings with them that they've had with another person that's kind of involved, and I've answered a lot of questions they've had with like usage of Canva and like how to make videos and just different things like that. So not like too much, but it's like here and there some things in my energy and time, And so I just couldn't believe what they were messaging me. It was really rude. Like they were telling me that because I am not in the workforce currently, that I should not be posting or talking about like income inequality and low income jobs and poverty jobs and all this kind of stuff, which is weird, first of all, because you would think you'd want more people talking about this, more people raising awareness of it. And as someone who spent nearly 16 years in the low paying sector, I definitely have the authority to speak on that for sure, but they see that my Facebook, and they automatically started like making accusations, and they automatically started judging me. And so I made a second Facebook, and they were calling me very privileged, of course. Like they were telling me I need to check my privilege, that I need to, they can't do the work for me, so I need to like figure it out, and I need to like go reevaluate my life and all these things. And I'm like, what? Where do you get this stuff? Like, you don't look on someone's Facebook page that you don't even know and start judging them. Who does that? Like, that's ridiculous. They clearly don't watch my YouTube channel because they would see like the things that I talk about and the struggles and everything that's going on in my life. Like, I'm pretty transparent with these things. I'm not all like rainbows and butterflies on YouTube. I'm talking about real issues, real things, my real life. And my Facebook page doesn't necessarily always reflect that. It shows me doing fun stuff. I'm out hiking, I'm getting a coffee, I'm editing. Like, it's not all just like doom, gloom, everything's terrible, horrible, like whatever. I'm not spilling my heart out on my Facebook. And so they just take that and run with it and say, you're super privileged, you know? And so that was just like really, it made me feel like really some kind of way. I just felt like really bad, even though I shouldn't feel bad because they don't know me. But the words that they used, the way that they just accused me, and the way that they tried to gatekeep what I should post on my Facebook, what I should speak on, was just, it just was really gross. Like, it felt really disgusting to have someone like try to control me in that way and really berate me just for me posting things that I enjoy on Facebook. Okay, so that went on, and after we corresponded a little bit, I asked them like for some clarity on like what post or what exact privilege did they see on my Facebook. And they were like, you know, well, you talk about, you know, the income inequality thing, and you're currently not in the job force. And then they told me that because everyone can't save money, like people on Social Security or things like that, that I shouldn't even mention like investing, money mindset. Like, I shouldn't even talk about it because not everyone can do it. And I'm like, do you think I'm talking about these people? Like, there's a reason why I'm saying this. If the shoe fits, like if what I'm saying fits like what you need to be doing for investing or saving or things like that, if it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit. Like, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Like, I'm always talking about, you know, low income jobs and things like that, and the issue that people are facing, how people are paycheck to paycheck, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying someone who's paycheck to paycheck needs to go figure out like how to invest or do something like that. Like, I'm talking to people who do have a little bit of money, or people who do have like a decent wage, but they're spending it all on things that they could try to cut out and save. Like, it's completely different, you know? And people who were in college who were maybe going out partying and drinking and doing these types of things, and they're not thinking of their future or saving or thinking of investing at such a young age. So it was really weird. And so I was just, I kind of forgot about it. A few weeks went by, probably a month went by. And then last week, they posted on my Facebook again, this time as a comment. And it was some wild stuff, y'all. It was really wild, and I was like, I almost blocked them from what they were saying because I was just like, what are you even talking about? Like, this person really frustrates me. And so yeah, because I had posted about, I have an idea to do a video talking about how media exploits like women's insecurities with their body and how they should look, or their size, or their, you know, just their general like look of their skin, their hair, their eyes, like whatever it is. Like, I do feel like that media is exploiting those types of things and making women feel really self-conscious about themselves, you know, when they shouldn't. I mean, we need to show more size and diversity and things like that in media so little girls growing up can feel okay, you know, in their own skin and how they are, you know. So that's all that I was saying. And so I posted that. And of course, with my Facebook, I always have to post a photo of myself, or no one really sees it, or there's no interaction, or there's nothing, you know. I posted a photo that my friend took of me at the selfie museum, and it's beautiful. It's orange and it's really nice, and I have my hat on, and it looks great. And they comment on there about like, hold on, let me get my phone, because I really want to read out everything that they said, because you're going to be flabbergasted as well. All right, I'm back, got my phone. So it's really crazy, like all the things that they were saying. I really want to make sure that I cover most of it. First comment that they responded was they thought it was an interesting idea, like what I was saying. And then they said they've always wondered what influencers think about the fact that they are participating in a very objectifying system. And so she said that they would be interested to hear my take on that angle. So, and they were like, let me know when you post or do the video, whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I could kind of like sense their undertone, you know, of they're already starting to do some accusations. Like, I could, because I'm very good at reading people. And so yeah, I was like, yeah, you know, I talked to them about how, you know, media, I have very small boobs, you know, in media and things like that. Like, that's not really society standard of like what's womanly, what's beautiful, like what's trendy, you know, that kind of thing. That'll make people feel bad who have smaller boobs. So I just talked to them about that. And so then they said, they were like, I don't want to be rude, but I'm going to ask you some questions. And I was like, okay. So they said, I don't want to be insulting, but, so they told me not to take it in an insulting way. Okay. So whenever you start a sentence with those things, like don't be insulted and I'm not trying to be rude, usually it means probably don't say that because you're being insulting and rude, which was the case in this, in this thing. So they asked me, how do you feel about the fact that some sick men like an adolescent looking figure? Really? Okay. And they look on Instagram for, models and people who have an adolescent looking figure. All right. We'll keep reading. We'll go with that. Okay. And then they asked me, how do you feel about being taken advantage in that way? My body looks how it looks. I can't help it. I will move through the world and I guess I will have an adolescent figure for sick men to look at. And then they said that when you know that trying to look attractive causes so much suffering in the world. I'm trying to look attractive. Like I literally never wear makeup in my videos, ever. My hair is not even done. I had someone actually berate me for like asking, did you like not brush your hair today? Like okay, let's keep going. And then they said, how do you cope with the constant need to attract the eyes of your viewers? Like, I don't really care, okay? I'm completely fine in my body, not had a boob job. I don't care if it's adolescent looking or not. Then they said, there are a ton of contradictions in modern celebrity image management. And the kicker was, they said, again, I can't wait to hear how you have managed to philosophically solve these problems. And I was like, first of all, I didn't ever mention any of these things. I didn't mention an adolescent figure. I'm not going to call myself having an adolescent figure and that sick men are seeking me out. No. Okay, first of all, yeah, rude. And so I kind of didn't address any of that because I'm not going to start something, I'm not going, if you're going to be rude and condescending and act this way, I'm not going to respond to that, So, I just told him that all I want is for women to be comfortable in their own skin. I want women to do what makes them happy, to pursue the hobbies and the jobs and wear what they love. Like, I want people to be okay with how they look, even if they have an adolescent looking figure and society is clearly berating them for it. So that's all I said. I don't want to shame anyone. And I said, no one should hide or feel bad about how they are bored. And if they like to wear yoga pants, like it doesn't matter what you're wearing or things like that. And I told them that I wasn't trying to discuss anything that they mentioned. I just want to discuss how companies are targeting women's insecurities. And, we just need to have more advertising and media influencers who talk about these issues, raise awareness of it, and things like that. Women who are okay with how their body is. Then they kept going. They said, again, no malice intended. But how do you resolve your participation in advertising and media and your attempts to make money off your physical attributes? Can I not have a YouTube channel? Okay. I don't think there are people following me because I have an adolescent figure. And then they said, you must surely understand your audience specifically looks for those attributes in you. Like, really? Really? Do they though? I don't know. They were saying that I publish a lot of photos of myself and clearly I'm using the objectification of my body to garner viewers and more money. Argue that like women who work in sex labor, your participation in the system is coerced through your disadvantage. They were like, even the amount of privilege you have, that is a weak argument. Okay. If you say so, all right. And then they said that it could also be argued that any given person should be allowed to take all the pictures they want. Yes, they should. It's called freedom. Do you want there to be government laws against women and them posting on Facebook or online, or what they wear, or if they have makeup on, or if they do their hair, or if they look beautiful or stylish. Do you want that much control on women? Because there used to be lots of controls on women, what they did, how they looked, what they said, voting. I would rather not go back to that. We fought very hard to get to where we are now. All right. And they said that, since I'm concerned about the way companies and the media treat women's bodies and everything like that, And so I just was like, I do not believe in shaming or judging women for how they look or dress or what they do for work. I mean, this is a novel idea. Wow. Like, maybe we shouldn't judge a woman. And, I said, I believe that, I do believe in women being okay with themselves, how they look, pursuing hobbies, lifestyles, careers that they want. Oh, then they did it. They really did it in this comment. They said, if we never shamed or judged people for what they do for work, we'd never hold police who shoot African Americans accountable for their murders. You're going to compare women having freedoms of how they dress, present to the world, hobbies, jobs, to that? Really? Wow. And then they said we would never have held German soldiers accountable for their participation as well. Okay. Come far enough as a society to have enough respect for women, to acknowledge that women can have privilege and women can abuse that privilege. Is it abusing your privilege because you wear what you want? Is it abusing your privilege for you to pursue a career that you want, to have a hobby that you love? I don't consider that a privilege. Are men looked at in the same scrutiny as this? Are they judged because they're wearing shorts and a tank top? Are they judged because they did not shave their underarms? Are they judged because maybe they have a nice looking haircut? Maybe they shouldn't groom at all because women might objectify them. Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay. So that's when I literally had enough, because I'm not going to have someone telling me on my Facebook that women need to be controlled, that every aspect of a woman needs to be controlled, down to how she looks, her hairstyle, how many pictures she posts to social media. No, I will not participate in that. No, thank you. Okay. And so I just told her how it was. I was like, you know what? Like, I have been very accommodating with how you speak to me and rude comments, messages you sent me. Like, women have been judged for doing anything their entire lives, and I will not participate in doing that. I want women to be free and happy in how they look and what they choose to do. And I am not sure what you think the answer is for how a woman should act or dress. And I told her, I said, are you wanting women to, cover up, wear a burqa? Because that's the one thing that I know of, where women in some countries literally have to cover their hair, their bodies, their faces, like they have to. It's law that they do this. That's not okay with me. And should we ban makeup? I was like, that is a slippery slope of control that I will not even entertain going down. And then they responded back and was like, I was never rude. Like, in fact, for me to talk to you about important philosophical matters is the highest compliment I can give you. Yeah, it shows that I think you are worth working on. Okay, I'm worth working on. That I need to go and have more, like, less freedom for women. We should work on that. And they said that they think that I have a greater capacity to admit to the links that I am participating in the objectification of women than I've shown in the thread, that I need to, like, repent. And they said, I think you can go further and acknowledge that you are in some degree complacent in the system that you've mentioned here, and a strong, intelligent, wise woman would do so. I told her, I said, you may feel that you're doing one thing, but on my end, it feels a lot like judgment and attacks on what I do for a living, how my body is naturally, and I will not be shamed for these things. Women have fought hard to have control over how they look and what they do. Shaming them for it is taking us back another time. You will never be okay with everyone's life choices. Like I said, I will not try to control women, how they choose to dress, or their occupation. I said we can for sure talk about how women's insecurities are being exploited and how no representation in media makes girls feel growing up. Having more diversity in looks and sizes in media will help women feel okay to be themselves. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. They literally took what I was like, what I want to talk about, and they just twisted it into this very perverse and disgusting just path. Like, I'm not going to do that at all. And so I just, I just wanted to, so I put out another post, and I just was like, okay, talking about how I felt, that women should not be controlled. And I said, again, it is not a woman's fault or place to police her own freedoms in this world because of men. Are men policing themselves? Are they saying, oh man, I can't show my arms? Like, whoo, this is too much. Like, women can't see my muscular arms or whatever. Like, they can't see my legs. They can't see my feet. Like, do not police people in that way. That is a form of control that no one should have over someone. No one should have that much control over you. I don't know where this person is getting this information, what they are reading. Like, they're not even religious. So I could understand if it was a religious person, because I know a lot of religious people who have a lot of judgment to women who wear, like, thin stuff. We have Pentecostals, they believe you should completely cover up. Then we have Muslims, and then, not all of them, but they believe in, like, covering your hair or, like, your face. And so there's so many religions that put these controls on women, what they can do, act, what they can say, how they can act, like what jobs they do, what they wear, if they wear makeup. Like, there are so many religions that do that type of control, and I am totally against that. And so that's why I'm quite flabbergasted that this person's thought process, like, went all the way down that rabbit hole, when I don't get where they're getting that from. But I really don't want to have a conversation with them, after these types of interactions. It's just, I don't want to open that can of worms. Like, they've left me alone for a little bit. They've commented on some of my things, but nothing, like, ridiculous like that. But I just would rather not. I just don't want to deal with that. It's just, it's not what I'm looking for. But let me read you their message that they had sent to me, because it's quite shocking. So they were upset that on Facebook that I was presenting a perfect life, which I don't, because I do talk about a lot of things, just not as much as I do on my YouTube channel. And that was the message that they had sent to me on Facebook after I posted about investing and things like that. And they were upset because they thought that I had more privileges than them. So just let me know down below if you've had similar encounters with people that really want to police, control, or try to tell you how you need to present yourself to the world, or just, like, saying things to you that don't even make sense. And if, like, how you corresponded with them and how you ended up resolving that. Like, did you discuss things? Because I've tried to, and it doesn't really seem to get anywhere. They just dig their heels in and say, you need to be doing work, you need to work on this. And I'm not sure what they want me to work on, since I don't feel like that I'm saying anything that's incorrect. Like, I talk a lot on my channel about human rights and social issues and things like that. And I also post on my Facebook a lot of articles and things that I read, research, job trends of how our labor force is going to more of a permanent temporary state, and how so many people are paying less, and how 44% of jobs are low income, and just like a lot of things like that. And I don't really understand why they want me to not talk about that. But yeah, just let me know down below your thoughts and everything that you have and what you think, and I will see all of y'all in the next video.